All right. Let's get this shared out. Let's get this shared out. Here we go. There it is. All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining the self checkout show tonight. We are glad to have you on with us. There's a quote that says, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary." That was a quote by the one and only Steve Jobs, who is the or was the ultimate entrepreneur. And tonight, you guys, we're happy to have such amazing, young, gifted, and Black entrepreneurs who they really, y'all, I'm telling you, they got it going on. Hey, Mama, thank you for being on tonight. They have it going on, and we're going to talk with them about their businesses, and they're going to give you guys tips, secrets, just anything that they can to help you guys if you want to be an entrepreneur, or if you're already an entrepreneur. You all can learn from each other. I almost said we, but I ain't no entrepreneur. So, I'll laugh with y'all about that in a few minutes. But coming up, I want you guys to keep in mind that coming up on August 28th, Willie Taylor Ministries is hosting our very first in-person event, and it will be good. Of course, it's going to be good. My guest speaker is the one and only national lady, Andrea Stennis Hudson, and we are honored to have her come, and she will be speaking with us on the topic the scars no one can see. That's deep, all in itself. So I want you guys, everybody that can, I'm putting the link in the comments right now. Everybody that can, uh, please join us on Saturday, August 28th at 11 a.m. It's going to be in Oakwood Terrace. We're going to feed you real good, spiritually and naturally. And I know you're going to eat naturally really good, because one of my catered items is coming from one of my guests tonight, who I will introduce to you first. He is definitely no stranger to Chicago. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him. And if you want a party, this is the man you need to talk to. Of course, I'm talking about LaZarick Coney Jr. Hey, sir, how are you?
How you doing? Good night. Good
Doing
evening.
good. Thank you for joining us tonight. Glad to have you. Um, we'll get into uh, all things LaZarick in a few moments. Also, I'm glad to have one of my own church members with us. My pastor calls him Dollar Bill. Everybody knows him. It's Daniel Frierson. Hey, Daddy boy, how you doing?
I'm doing great, blessed. How you feeling?
I'm doing good. Thank you also for being on with us tonight. Daddy is not able to have his video on right now because entrepreneurs probably know you just busy all the time.
Yeah.
So we get it. But he didn't want to not be here with us. So we appreciate you being on with us tonight. And we're going to talk with you as well. And last but certainly not least, my sister is on, who is literally taking the country by storm with her product, y'all. It's Mia Janae Glass. Hey, you.
Hey, how are
Uh,
you?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Good.
How's that husband of yours?
He's good. Working out somewhere, I'm sure.
Of course he is. He always working out
Yeah.
with his crazy tail. Y'all, Darius Glass is her husband, and he is something wrong with him. I just want y'all to know.
Yeah. It's okay.
Something wrong with him. I don't know how she deal with it. But I'm really, really glad to have you guys on tonight. It was important for me to do this particular show because, of course, everybody knows Pastor Will. Everybody knows me. And 9 times out of 10, every show that I do is going to be related to, and this one is too, related to a Christendom and the Word of God and prayer and all of that. And each of you are Christians and are people of prayer. So I know that it had to take a lot of prayer to get where you are now. I just want to believe that. And so I want to start. Good evening. My pastors are on, Doctors Curtis and Linda Stevens. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
Y'all
hey.
see Dollar Bill on here, right?
Hey, Pastor guys.
So yeah, I know that it had to take a lot to get where you are. And I want, because ladies should go first, I want to start with Mia, whom I have known for quite some time now. And when I knew, when we first met, Mia, I think, did we work together for a period of time?
Nope, the word work.
Okay, well, I know we went to church together. I worked with your husband.
Yep.
I was his supervisor for a period of time. But at the time, you were working
Yep.
a regular job. All right,
At a college.
and not long ago, I saw you make a post on Facebook, and you talked about how much money you made that company. So let's go back a bit. Let's go back to that job and what you were doing, how much you were making. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I was working for Dyson, which is the vacuum company. They're
Okay.
a technology company, because they have lights and vacuums, and they're coming out with a car next year.
Okay.
So they had this one machine that was at that time $1,300. It was the biggest machine. Like the new machines never went on sale. It was the newest machine, the biggest machine, and the best machine they had. And so when the pandemic hit, of course, we all transitioned to working from home, and it was cool because it was like you don't spend any money on gas. Because I was driving to Naperville, and the drive wasn't bad, but of course you occur tolls and things of that nature. And then to travel back home is like, okay, I get off at 8 o'clock, and now I got to deal with this and get home another hour. So it was okay starting off, but then it started to really just be like mentally a lot because I'm sitting
Hmm.
in a room for 8 hours a day, sometimes 10, because working in a call center, you don't always get off on time. Most of the times you're working overtime, and
Yeah.
they had this sale like $200 or $300 off their newest machine. No company does that off of new inventory. They never put new inventory on sale. So of course we were getting calls from everybody. We were getting like 100 calls each per day. And
Hmm.
I got to the point where I was just like, I started feeling real uncomfortable. And I'm the type of person, I'll try to wager something in my mind like, do I benefit from staying here? Well, yeah, my paycheck is nice. I might bonus this month. If I bonus, that's an extra, $1,000 maybe. So
Hmm.
the first month I made them $53,296. And I
Say
did
that again.
$53,296. I did
Okay.
not bonus.
Wow.
And so, of course, I reached out to my supervisor, like, I made $53,000. Where's my bonus check? And she's like, oh, well, the stipulations changed. Unbeknownst to all of us, the whole metrics of bonuses had changed in the middle of a big sale, which means that most people wouldn't bonus and they would get to keep all of the money that we made. So I was like, okay. So I mentally clocked out then. And from
Hmm.
that point on, my supervisor reached out and said, hey, you don't sound so enthusiastic on the phones anymore. And I told her, no, I made $53,000 and got a regular paycheck. So 2 months later, it got to the point where I had 3 deaths back to back. So I had a week and a half off of work. When I went back to work, I put in an immediate resignation because I just couldn't do it no more.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh,
So I get that. I do. I get that frustration. I think we all would be frustrated with that. So you say, you know what? I've had it. I'm making these people too much money. I'm
Yeah.
getting nothing out of it, minus a regular paycheck.
Yeah.
You give them your resignation. At the time that you gave them your resignation, did you already know what your next move was?
Yeah. So that day I was actually in Uber while I was submitting my resignation. I made an Uber appointment to go to Avis and pick up a car.
Okay.
My last paycheck, I went to Avis and grabbed the Uber car and started driving Uber because I was like, even if my skincare company does not make me the money I need, I can always drive Uber and make up for whatever. So as I was literally sitting in the Uber office, I was submitting my resignation via email.
Um, LaZarick, you were, are you still working?
I am not.
You are not. I know Daniel is not working. Okay. So now we have three young people. I believe, I was going to say under 30, but I think LaZarick is a little over 30.
A little
Say what now?
who?
Um, three young people. Let's just say that.
I'm under 30.
35 and under.
Okay, let's do that then. Who abandoned for whatever reason their 9 to 5 and said, "This is not for me." Now, Mia, just a little bit, right? Mia, you already had begun the skincare thing
Hmm.
when you submitted your resignation.
Yep, it had been almost a year.
Okay, LaZarick, I believe you were doing both.
Yes. I
You
was
were working and running your business. Okay, and Daniel, did you start your business while you were working another job also?
I got my first job when I was 16 at McDonald's. I worked it for about 2 paychecks, and then I noticed that I was putting in too much work to be getting $200.
Wow.
And after
Yeah,
that, at 18, that's when I started being on the entrepreneur lane.
at 18. Wow. So let's go. I'm gonna come back to Mia in a moment because her story of this skincare product is simply remarkable. Um, LaZarick, you are the proud owner, CEO, founder of, I want to say it right, of Sundays, Sweets, Treats, and Eats, LLC.
correct. Yes, I am.
All right. What do we get with all of that? What is that all about?
Well, if I can just give you guys a little bit of history. Um,
Please do.
so it really started off as a small candy store.
Mm.
Now, when I was younger, my mama always had like the biggest candy store on the block. So like everybody would always come shop with my mom because she had all the stuff. But anyway, it started off as a small candy store, and I already like to cook and stuff like that. So it kind of just started correlating and started expanding, literally out of nowhere. I had no idea that I even wanted to start a business. I had
I
no
don't know
idea.
what you just did, but you affected your sound a little bit.
Can you hear me?
That's much better.
Okay, good. Tell them I want some sandwiches.
I told you.
But I honestly I had no idea that I even wanted to even be an entrepreneur. I just 2 years ago, I would not even be able to have this conversation. You know, what is entrepreneurship? How do you keep going with all the struggles and all that good stuff? But it started as just a candy store. That's really the history of that. It started as a candy store, and then I started adding things like day by day or like week by week or something like that. And boom, here we are now. And I have
Right.
a catering company.
Yeah.
And even to this day, it still wows me because I mean, pretty much everybody know I got a master's degree in clinical mental health counseling. So I'm a licensed counselor. And I actually still do that. But I really feel like my last job, which happened to be a really good job, but I kind of was in the same vein as Mia. And I only worked there for 8 months. So in that same vein of, I'm starting to become mentally tired of making this company money type thing. And I didn't work in the call center. I worked with victims of domestic violence and their children. So I was a children's program coordinator. But I just got to the point where I was just like, this is not it for me. I'm making more in a weekend with my business than I am making in 2 weeks. And don't get me wrong, I was making some good money. But in a weekend, not even including Sunday, just Friday, Saturday, I'm making more money in a paycheck every 2 weeks. You feel me?
Right.
So, I mean, if I can share this part of the story too, how I found out, or I'm not sure if we're going to get to that later, but how I found out that I was going to be an entrepreneur. Can I share that story?
Yeah, share it, please.
Perfect. Okay. So I was actually out of town, and I was driving to church. I was driving on the highway to church, but I was listening to my pastor preach on my way to church from Chicago or whatever. And I heard him say in my headphones, he was like, "It's time for you to put your full weight on your 5 to 9, so that your 5 to 9 turns to your 9 to 5." Now, mind you, I had already been battling like, do I quit my job or do I stay? I don't know what my next move is. See, I didn't know what my next move was. I knew that I had my business at the time, but I didn't know that it was going to become at this capacity where it is now when I quit my job May 1st. So I'm driving to church, and I hear my pastor say that, and I'm like, okay, Lord, if you want me to quit this job, I need a sign. And it was just like, you know how God has a sense of humor?
Yeah.
So it was like he started laughing at me and was like, I done gave you a million signs. Since you want another one,
Yeah.
here you go. I got
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I'm driving, and I just happened to look up over the passway, and I saw this one word in big bold letters, and it said clearance. And right there, I knew. I said, okay, I'm gonna quit my job. And so I got back to Chicago, and I had to be at work that Monday morning at 1:00 p.m. Some woke 7:00 a.m. And I sat across my bed for 3.5 hours debating on if I wanted to send this email to resign from my job. And after that 3 hours of praying, crying, meditating, trying to see what I'm gonna do, I said, you know what, I'm gonna make the decision to go ahead and do it. And so when my boss reached back out to me, she said, is this effective immediately or in 2 weeks? I said, effective immediately.
Yeah.
And at that very moment, I said, Lord, this is gonna be my last check from this job, and I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'm gonna trust you. And so again, here we are now, and I have a catering company.
Mia, your resignation was effective immediately also?
Oh, it was like yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Send me y'all shipping address for this computer because you can't
Yep.
have it.
And Daniel says that he went from $200 a week to what I see now, every week, sometimes several times a week, people that he employs showing these great big old checks for great big amounts of money. Daniel, how do you go from McDonald's to being this dynamic business owner?
It did not happen over time. I mean, it did not happen like in the morning, woke up and it happened. No, I had to really grind for years and years and years of trying and trusting God. You got to do right by God. Like, until you do completely right by him, he's not going to bless you how you need to be blessed. Like, still to this day, I'm still working on things and getting better and getting better. Right now, I'm still technically at work, but, you know, I really needed this right now. So I still took this to move the business forward. Like, everything got to be about the business. Everything, you got to sacrifice so much to, like, it's so much that, but when you get there, it's worth it though.
Now, you are the CEO and owner of All Purpose Marketing, right?
Yep.
What do you do there? What's your job as the owner? What do you do?
Train, teach, and motivate.
Train, teach, and motivate. And
Yep.
included in that, You teach communication skills, and what other things do you teach?
Entrepreneur skills, skills that you wouldn't get from your family or a teacher at work, something that's going to really help you inside everyday life, waking up every day doing something productive.
Okay. Um, here's a great question. I'm gonna come back to Daniel. What kind of businesses do they have so I can support? And each of you, if you have another device, or you can do it later, you can go in these comments and drop your websites, whatever you have. That's amazing that somebody is listening to you guys right now that says, I want to support them. This is the power of young black business owners. Thank you so much for that. Daniel, okay, so you teach all of that, and you basically you train people to do what you're doing.
Basically, I train people to, yeah, you can say that because I'm an owner, so I do train people to be owners and leaders and make better decisions and separate their business life from their personal life and be great at both of them at the same time. So you can say that.
Okay, and I want to ask you this. I want to ask each of you. I want to go Daniel, Mia, LaZarick. What do you know about yourself now that you did not know prior to becoming an entrepreneur?
Man, like it's just like just I don't know. I don't like to. I'm not the type to just talk about myself. I like to talk about what God do for me. I guess I know I can
Absolutely.
trust God more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that answer because at the end of the day, y'all, that's what it takes. That's who it takes. Something he said that was so very key that I think a lot of people miss. He said that if you, and I'll paraphrase,
Faith.
if you do right by God, God will do right by you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like that. Absolutely. You got to have faith, and you got to, like you said, do right by God. That is key. That is one thing that we all need to remember, is to keep God first in everything that we do. Mia, what do you know about you? What do you know about the entrepreneur you that you didn't know about you before?
There is a quote on my vision board that I'm looking at that says faith got me here. So pretty much the same thing that Daniel.
Wow.
Um, it literally has taught me faith. Like, you know, Pastor Bradley, he's a faith preacher, and we have some wild faith believers. Like, you know, I changed in my little quotations on Facebook. It used to say MJ. Now it says millionaire. Because every time I see my pastor, he says millionaire. He don't come by my name anymore. So if entrepreneurship has not taught me anything, it has taught me faith and to remain humble. Because one day you got $300 in sales, and for 4 days after that, you looking for the same people who said your products were so great, and they're quiet. So you have to remain humble while remaining faithful, because if you don't have the two, you're folding.
Interesting. LaZarick, same question.
I mean, I guess I can correlate with these two. I got this shirt on for a reason. God, literally, every time that I thought that I wasn't gonna be able to make it, or I thought that, like, forget this business thing, I thought about God, and I know that it was nobody but God that got me to where I am now. Um, that faith thing and remaining humble, absolutely, you got to remain humble, because I just hear God saying this to me all the time. The level that you become big headed on is the level that I'm going to leave you.
Mm.
Wow.
I kind of hear that all the time, and so in my daily prayer, I always ask God, keep me humble, because I know what it's like to not have nothing, and I know what it's like to have a lot too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that, it take a lot to get all of that, but it's much quicker to lose it all.
Yes, it is. One
And
wrong post.
absolutely. And that thing that they say, you can't have a testimony without a test. It's
Yeah.
so true. I've learned that. Even in this entrepreneur time that I've been an entrepreneur, I've learned that you can go from 0 to 100 and then right back to 0 again. Right. And I think Mia just said something about faith. And so I'll just add to that, faith without works is dead.
Absolutely.
I've learned that about myself. Something that I didn't know 2 years ago, you know, that if I want to make this certain amount of money or I want to help my business to prosper, I got to put in the work to do it. I can't just be like, Lord, please help my business, and then that's it. I ain't doing nothing about it. I'm not taking the necessary steps to, you know what I'm saying, help my business get to where it needs to be.
I like that. You just mentioned,
me too.
and I want to go to Daniel right here because I've been waiting on this myself, this part. Daniel, LaZarick just talked about taking these certain steps. And maybe a month or so ago, in one of our Sunday morning services, you shared a little bit about what you do, and you gave us these 8 steps that you abide by being an entrepreneur, and that you teach those who come under you. Won't you share with us each of those steps?
All right, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but I gotta share those. You gotta get out, get some notes, and take down on this because it's gonna change you. I
Take
never once
notes.
said it, and it never did. Every time you say it, it's gonna change somebody. I'm telling you guys. But number one, I mean, first and foremost, it's called the 8 Steps to a Successful Day. So that should be a lot for you right there. All successful people open their ears when they hear that word right there. So number one is have a great attitude. Attitude is 100% of anything you're doing. So that's always gonna be number one.
Have a great attitude.
Yep. Anything
All
can
right.
happen. You know, it's always good to wake up and hit the earth with the best that you have, because anything can happen. Anything can happen. But only thing that's gonna happen is what you put out there. So why not put something good out there? But that's number one though. Number two, we call that be early.
Being early.
Yeah. There's no such thing as you was on time. Either you was there early or you were late.
Yeah.
If you act like you got the keys to anywhere you at, even at the starting position I started, I see my I like to call it like a little career of mine. I started all the way at the bottom, but I still acted like I did today. I always the first person here, like every time, like, because it's how I abide by how you carry yourself. What type of morals you gonna have about yourself? What you
Mm-hmm.
gonna leave behind? What are people gonna say when you're not there? That guy always comes later. That guy always here. We could trust him. We leave. But that's how serious you gotta take number two. Number three, be prepared. Success is challenging. You gotta prepare yourself for the day, mentally and physically. So I know, bro, you out here, you doing the catering, so you could probably gotta make sure you got enough food and stuff ready to sell all throughout the day. Make sure your phone charged and all that good stuff. You know, so that you just gotta be prepared for for the day, mentally and physically. What I do, I'm a salesman, so I just gotta be prepared to hear a lot of no's and hear a lot of negative. Let's be prepared to tackle the world. We got this little saying we got in my job at the office. It's called having rhino skin. So that means you tough.
Mm.
All right, now step number 4 is work a full day. So work harder for yourself than you would for anybody else.
Work a full day.
Yeah, so what that means is everybody I just heard everybody say they had a job on this one, right? So basically with that is we was working for, like I was working for McDonald's and I felt like I worked too hard for them to get a $200 check or something like that, right? Then I came here and worked a full day, and then it was like I was making $200 in one day, or maybe $100 in one day, and I was like, okay, I can just make another 100 tomorrow, and that's my whole McDonald's check, right? So you want to work a full day and work harder for yourself than you would for anybody else or any other corporation. That's one of the keys to being an entrepreneur, putting that work in for yourself.
Okay.
All right, cool. Now number 5, that's work your territory correctly. Now, I
Yeah.
don't know what you guys' territory is, but this right here is not just for my job. This is life right here. So maybe, like I said, I'm gonna use you as an example again, LaZarick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Like maybe you got you gotta work, you gotta post a certain amount of pictures, or you know what I'm saying, give people food to try out just so your business could get off the ground or whatever. That's how you work your territory correctly. How I work my territory correctly, I talk to everybody. No one can walk past me without me offering them what I have to offer. It's just that's how you got to run your business. And then number 6, guess what number 6 is? Number 6 is maintain that great attitude.
Yes, sir.
Now you that was also number 1, right?
Yeah.
And it's a
Thank
reason
you.
it's up
Why
there
is that?
twice. It's a reason it's up there twice. Because it's 100% of whatever you doing.
Yeah.
Your altitude is your altitude. Whatever you put in is what you're going to get back.
Wow.
That's why it's up there twice. And then think about why they put it at number 6 and not at number 2 again. Because you had to be early, you had to work a full day, work your territory correctly. A lot can happen during that. That's why it's
Absolutely.
I
important to
love it.
maintain your great attitude.
I love it.
All right, now number 7, this is my favorite one. This for the real rhinos out there.
Mhm.
Know why you here and where you going.
Yeah.
It's
Say
a
that one
saying that
again.
go around here. It go like, if your why don't make you cry, then you need a new one. And I
Oh,
don't know about y'all, but mine make me cry. If I think deep enough about my why I'm doing this, it will make me cry.
Yeah.
I love it. Now,
It
what
will.
was number 7 again?
Know why you here and where you're going.
I love it.
We do things today most people not willing to do, so we can afford the things most people can't afford tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, now number 8, we call that after you get all this information and you know all this, you just got to take control. The
Take
door
control.
right there. The saying goes like the door right there. You got to walk through it though.
I think that those 8 steps,
All right, it's
I
one
think
more. It's one
that
more. I wouldn't be right if I didn't give you the unwritten stuff. Have
I
fun.
think we
That's the
can
unwritten rule.
I think we can apply those to just about everything we do in life. Everything. I think those are some awesome steps. And I will post them separately in another post on Facebook because I think everybody, and those are the 8 steps to a successful business.
Successful day. The system of work ethic.
Gotcha. All
7.
right. I think those are amazing. Thank you for sharing those with us.
No problem.
Can we just go back
Super
to number?
amazing. Say it again.
Can we just go back to number 7?
Let's go back to number 7.
Know
Yeah.
why?
Number 7 is know why you're here
Know where you
and where you're going.
get. And
If
so,
you don't, he said, if your why don't
don't
make you
cry.
cry,
Why are you
why
doing?
are you doing?
listen, that just touched me a whole nother way because I'm telling you, if it's one thing that I know about my wife, that thing makes me cry all the time. I literally, I'm gonna just share a story because it just kind of brought this up when he just said that. Just this past Sunday, I was riding down Roosevelt, and I was looking at all these different buildings with all these different names, and I'm just like, man, each one of these buildings, they start off with somebody's name. Gina's Italian Nights, Vinny's Slots, somebody's this, somebody's that. And I'm telling you, I heard the voice of God when he said, I can do the same thing for you that I did for them if you continue to be faithful. And tears literally just started coming down my face because I felt that and I believe that God will do it for me. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to thank you, Mr. Daniel, for sharing that because I felt that on a whole nother level.
Listen,
That's amazing.
you
That
have to
that see
forget.
see
Yeah,
this is what I'm talking about. This show needed to happen.
yeah.
And I say all the time to myself, I say it to myself. And it's a really, really old song, I guess, because I'm really, really old, but who cares? Uh,
Talks
but
about.
the song says, if I can help somebody as I travel along the way, blah, blah, blah. And at the end of it, it says, then my living won't be in vain. And that's what we're doing here. And tonight, y'all see what just happened. One of those steps, number 7, just blessed LaZarick.
Yeah.
Then we're good. If nobody else has helped tonight and learns anything tonight, our job was done because LaZarick was blessed by that. And I know you guys were too. I want to jump back to Mia. Let's pick up where we left off with you. You quit your job and started driving Uber. And you already had, absolutely, they are great steps for us all, indeed. You had already started your skincare business, but it was just trying to get off the ground?
Yeah, so I had the day I quit, I had a personal goal of hitting like $1,000, and still I had never seen just $1,000 in my business account. And I was like, I got $1,000 goal, and I put it out there, and because I have this coach named Latoya Underwood. If you ever looking for a business coach, she's great. She will always say, be transparent and tell people your goals, because once they see it in numbers, they understand that you're not where they think you are, and then it pushes people to really support you because they want to know your business, quite frankly. And so I hit the $1,000 goal the same day, and I was like, okay, if I do $1,000 a day for 30 days, that's $30,000. Now we ain't got there yet. However, it showed me that the goal was not unattainable, and that it was a real goal and a smart goal, and it was able to easily be done. So yeah, I walked away from there, and I had already had my skincare line. The following month, on the 15th, had made a year that I was in business.
Okay, so now let's move it along a little bit. You get some amazing news from I know one particular amazing big box company. Are you at liberty to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay, talk about that for a minute. This is going to encourage somebody, some business owner, somebody who is looking to be a business owner. This is going to bless you. Go ahead.
So I signed up for this company, this platform called Range Me. And basically, Range is the middleman between small business and retail. Range Me says, hey, these people are looking for what you have. Do you want to talk to them? And you say, yeah, I want to talk to them. And they say, well, pay us $1,500 and we'll give you their contact information. You can pitch to them. And of course, due to COVID, everything is virtual. So you can do it from the comfort of your own home. So the first month I did it was in February, but something happened where their system crashed and it kicked everybody out, so I didn't get to pitch. So they gave me a repitch in April 22nd, I believe it was, and I got in contact with the subscription box Cocotique.
Okay.
Like your Ipsy, your Boxy Charm, your Hello Fresh, but for Black-owned businesses. She has a lot of self-care, hair products, skincare products, makeup, all owned by Black businesses. And she's Black, of course. So she reached out. She said, hey, I would love to have your turmeric mask. Can you send me a sample? I created a whole new formula that night that was able to be shipped in heat because it was getting warm by that time. And she was in, I think, like Texas or something. So I shipped it out to her. A month goes by. I'm like, well, maybe I just didn't get it. Like a day or so later, she emails me and says, hey, I would love to have you as a part of our subscription. Please let me know if you're interested. We need 4,000 of your sample soaps.
Wow.
So what was crazy was, so a lot of people were like, oh, 4,000 orders, whether it's $5 or $2 or $10, that's a lot. And I was like, no, it's a sponsorship. So a lot of people didn't understand that. So my biggest thing was that she has 1 million followers. 4,000 soaps is nothing to give away when she has 1 million followers. So a lot
okay,
of people,
let's back up. This is for my own understanding.
Yep.
So she says to you, I need 4,000 samples of your product that you need to send to me that we aren't going to pay for. It's you sponsoring.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yes. So I was like, at first I was like, I talked to DJ. Of course, I was like, babe, what do you think? He was like, 4,000 people. That's 4,000 houses possibly that your product is going to be in all over the world. People you did not have to personally market to and reach out to. I was like, okay, that sounds like, that's good. And so then after that, I had already applied for Walmart, but I had got denied initially. So then my host platform has a Walmart extension. And so I applied through there. And it was like, you'll be approved or denied within 2 to 3 business days. In 30 minutes, I was approved and my listing was posted.
That is amazing.
Yes. And
So
then
your product is now in Walmart.
Walmart.com. It's on the website. So it's not in the stores yet, but
But
it's
it is on the
Walmart.com.
website.
Yep. So if you go to Walmart.com and you type in liquid gold turmeric mask, it will pop up.
I'm blown away by this. I'm going to go to LaZarick. While I talk to LaZarick, I want you to get that link and put it in the comments.
Okay.
You all if you have it readily available, let's do that. Wow, that's amazing. And before we move on to LaZarick, of course, you see this comment on the screen as praise to God and congrats to Mia for that awesome testimony. I have the one and only national lady, Andrea Stennis Hudson, in the room tonight. She is the owner, founder, and CEO of Ash Enterprises, who does quite a bit. But she, plug, will be our guest speaker on August 28th.
Yes.
Scars no one can see. I want each and every one of you all there. We're going to talk about that for a couple of minutes before we end this show tonight. I want to get to LaZarick and back to Daniel. LaZarick, Sundays, sweets, treats, and eats. I want everybody that knows me, y'all know I like my food. I love to eat. It shows in my size. I like some good food now. And even if you have a good product, and I can just talk about me. I'm just going to talk about me. I can't talk about y'all, so I'll talk about me. I don't care if your product is great. If your attitude is bad and your customer service is bad,
Yeah.
I'll take my money somewhere else.
Those are actually two of my biggest things. Customer service, especially customer service.
Yes.
Absolutely. And there is something, LaZarick, two things I want to talk about with you real quick. Number one, the name, Sundays. Tell everybody where that name came from.
It came from what's she is? She's somewhere around. It came from my little puppy. Yeah, my puppy. It's my baby. That's my only baby.
I had a chance to meet Sunday, y'all. Sunday, I don't think she likes me very well. Because she barked when she saw me, and then she ran on down the street, minding her business. Now, let me tell you how I met Sunday. I was out in the suburbs shopping, because that's where I like to shop. That's another show. But LaZarick made a post on Facebook that he was frying up some chicken wings and I think it was chicken wings and French fries. I think it was. And I said, my God, look at those pretty chicken wings. And I texted him, yo, I'm coming to get some of them wings. I'm headed that way right now. And I did. I went to where he was, and I think my order was $12. I think $12, $13, something like that. And I handed him $30. Was it 30?
He did.
I handed him $30, and he like, yo, what's this? I said, that's your tip. I tipped him more than what I paid for the product.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I'm bringing that up is because there's something else I saw on Facebook that you shared, and it says, pay your entrepreneur friends in full and send them referrals.
That's good.
Why is it? And I want to hear from Daniel too, because I don't know if what the fee or charge is if you have one. Why do you think it is that, and I'm just going to talk about us here, okay? Why do you think it is that we always want something discounted or free or the give me the I know you price?
Um, Honestly, I don't know why people think that.
Have you experienced that?
I experienced that a lot. And so here's my take on it. My take on it is, let me offer you a discount. If you come in the door automatically assuming that, oh, because he know me and we've been knowing each other this long, blah blah blah, that I'm just supposed to be like, okay, I'm gonna take this off for you because I know you. No, because here's the thing, I still got to meet my quota. If you go to the Christian Louboutin store, if you go to the Louis Vuitton store, if you go to the Prada store, you go to those stores, the Gucci store, you can't go in there and they say your total is $1,213. You can't go in there and say, "Oh, I only got 1,210."
Yeah.
You're not gonna get
Right,
your,
right.
and it's not to be mean or it's not to, you know what I'm saying, act like you sitting on such a high pedestal or whatever. Business is business, and that's what people don't understand. Business is business, and I like to keep my business relationship business, and that's,
Absolutely.
you can't mix business with pleasure because you're gonna mess up every time.
Every single time.
Pastor Andrea says no hookups, and
None.
I abide by that. I believe in it. No hookups. If you are, we the three of us, Daniel, I'm sure he'll be back, or maybe he won't. But all of us, we are in relationship. We are friends. But when I come to buy your product, I'm paying for whatever you charge. I'm gonna pay because I understand it's business.
Business is business.
Period. Pastor Andre, again, some time ago, a couple months ago or so, I had her do a quick show. We talked for a few minutes, and I told her, I said, I need two of your books because I just want to bless somebody with them. And I paid full price for what for her books, and she shipped them out, whatever. I think that it's vital that we all know and recognize that these people work hard to be where they are, to be who they are. And y'all, we can't shortcut our way through life, always trying to get something for free, something discounted. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You can't do that. Rosalind, hey, Roz, she said, you pay for your service anywhere. You pay for your service anywhere. Even if we are friends, you should want me. I agree. I agree. I believe Rosalind has a business too, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
She has a cleaning service.
Cleaning service. So whatever it is, I think that we should really, really keep in mind that yes, this is my friend, but my friend is running a business.
Yeah, the
It's
store.
that storm coming. And
Yeah.
just like LaZarick said, we can go anywhere else. We can go any place, any store.
Get on Facebook and get and show what we done spent our money on with the receipts. But
With
when
the
it comes
Absolutely.
to
receipts.
a friend who got a business, it's an issue. Now I can't speak for my friends.
Absolutely.
Friends don't act like that. I'm actually blessed to have some really good friends that they pay full price, they tip, they refer people. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people do that,
Yeah.
Yes.
and I experienced. You know, and here's the thing: I can't give you a discount, and I'm short myself.
Right. Right.
Because if my bills ain't paid, can I come to you and ask you for the help that you've requested in the form of a discount?
Right.
It's very important because a lot of people get comfortable with the word friend, and they use it so loosely to the point they'll use it to benefit them, when in actuality they really just want to get something for nothing. And that's the worst part about it, because if you value me and you value my friendship and you value where I'm going in life, you should want to be on the road with me and saying, hey, when you get somewhere, then I'm gonna be there right back. Let me go ahead and pay you this full price. because you never know the type of doors that'll open up down the line if you stick by me and if you pay me full price so I can get to where I need to go.
So absolutely, it's very, very important that we respect our friends who are in business,
Yes.
because if you, I would probably feel, maybe disrespected is not an accurate word, but something along that effect. I would feel a kind of way if I'm trying to get my business off the ground and you steady asking for cuts and
And if you're
discounts and
my
stuff.
friend, you know more than anybody where I am financially
Absolutely.
with my business. Sheridan has a self-publishing service, and she told me about it like a month ago. She reached out to me today and said, "Hey, just wondering if you thought about it." And I was like, "Hey, just being transparent, it's a little rough to throw it in my budget right now." And she goes, "Well, why didn't you ask me?" And I'm like, "Why didn't you tell me?" I don't know, because in my mind, if I don't have the money to pay for it, I'm not going to request the service. I may find
Absolutely.
something else later on. I might come back, circle back when the money comes to me and say, "Hey, I finally have it. Let's do this." But I've never been the type of person to try to make somebody go down on their price or say, "Hey, we cool. Can I get a discount? You got a friendship discount." No, I want to pay you what it's worth. So if I can't pay you, at least I'm not going to try to get a discount out of you.
I want to say this one thing. Um, there's something else. LaZarick be on the entrepreneurial post on Facebook. Okay, I want y'all to know that. But this is another one that I found to be really, really good. It says, "Can we celebrate entrepreneurship without sneak dissing 9 to 5 working class people?"
Yeah.
Come on. There's nothing like shaming someone for having a job, but asking them to support you with their money so you don't have to go back to one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That one touched me because I see a lot of people, they always saying, y'all better get y'all LLCs, y'all better do this, y'all better do that. And the truth of the matter is, everybody's not born to be an entrepreneur.
That's a fact right there. Now let me stick a pin right there. We talked before we came on the air, y'all, and we laughed about it because a few weeks ago, some of you all may remember I made a joke about myself that I never call myself an entrepreneur. I'm just not. I'm a pastor, I'm a preacher, and I work. When the pandemic hit, nobody was really working, and I didn't have much income coming in. So I had a logo done, and a motto for my ministry is "Plant, Build, Dominate." That is what we aim to do in life. And I had some T-shirts made, and I sold them. I still got some left. I'm gonna have to pull those out on the 28th. Yeah, y'all come by them shirts. But I did it, and watch this, y'all. Mia and LaZarick. I used those T-shirts as a bridge to get me from here to here. It was never meant to be a street, an avenue, a road. It was only a bridge. And it accomplished its purpose, and then we were done. You just said it. Everybody is not meant to be an entrepreneur. Number one, and this is just me in my head, I don't think everybody has the heart for it.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody has the heart for it, and I don't think a lot of people are willing to put in the time and the tears and the money, come on, to maintain a business. So, and this is my last question. Mia, let's do Mia, then LaZarick. How have you held up with the time and the tears and the money? Because I'm certain with each of you, I'm certain that it's not always, stacking dollar. We got about 7 minutes. Let's talk about that.
It's funny that you asked that because I literally, it's been so slow lately, and I reached out to one of my friends and I was like, is it you? Is it me? What's going on? And she was like, it's back to school. And so I'm just like, okay, well, I need to figure it out. my pastor has a saying: if you have a need, sow a seed. And so during the week, if I have a certain goal, I'll be like, okay, I don't care if it's $2, $5, 10, 20, 30. If I have a need, I'm gonna sow a seed, because every time I sow on good ground, it comes back. I'll never forget one Sunday, I was like, man, I gotta pay my tithes still. I got a phone bill coming up, car note. How am I gonna do all of this? Pay my tithes anyway, right? Pay the seed. And then my friend, she handed me $20. Put that right in the offering. So next thing I know, as I'm literally sending my tithes in via Cash App, one of the members came up and he said, hey, niece, I need some soap after church. You got some in your car right now? I said, yeah. I said, how many bars you need? He said, I need 6. That was some of the money that I had just sent via
Yeah.
Cash App. And then as I'm leaving church, I get an order online for like 50 something dollars. And I was like, okay, God. So it's really like you really just have to trust God. Like entrepreneurship is literally a faith walk. It brings you so close to God.
It really is.
Like you really don't know how close you got to get to God until you really walk this entrepreneurial walk, because sometimes you become too dependent on yourself and God snatches the resources away from you, and he has to
Yeah.
remind you that he is the source. And so that's my prayer. God, help me. You're the source, so give me the resources. That is my prayer. God, you're the source. Give me the resources. So it's literally just totally, truly, wholly depending on God. That's how I'm holding up.
LaZarick, you are catering to my event on the 28th. Those sandwiches look absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
But you have a wide variety.
I do.
Tanisha, hey Tanisha, another entrepreneur,
That's
young black
good.
gifted
Hey,
entrepreneur
T.
is here. Hey T,
Yeah.
she said they see the glitter and gold of entrepreneurship, but not the work of the
I'm the work in the
background.
background. That's
That's
They
true.
it.
don't see the work. They don't see
That's
the
it.
tears. They don't see the sleepless nights. Come on. They don't
Yeah.
see the wondering and praying. They don't see all
That,
that. All they see is the finished product.
Yeah. The
that
Facebook
part.
post.
Um,
They see the Facebook post. That's it.
Facebook post.
they
That's
see the
it.
face, the
That is
finished
it.
product, right?
They don't see what's
Some
going on behind it.
something that Mia said was very very important, and I'm saying that because the self checkout show is a Christian show, and one of the basic fundamentals of Christendom, according to the Word of God, is uh, tithing and sowing seed.
Yeah.
I want every entrepreneur out there, or you want to be an entrepreneur, let me just say this. If you are saved, if you belong to a local assembly, a church, if you have a pastor, let me say to you that if you are not tithing, chances are your business will not flourish
Yep.
This
the
is good.
way you want it to.
This is really good.
And all of thy ways acknowledge God, and He will direct your
That's your
paths.
path.
And by you also acknowledge Him with your money. And I'm telling you that if I'm gonna repeat what Mia said, if there's a need, sow a seed.
So see, that's good. I'm
I'll
telling
say
you.
$2.
Sunday sweets, treats, and eats.
Yes.
You have sandwiches, and you have those. I have not had one yet, but everybody is talking about these doggone egg rolls.
Hold up. You got egg rolls?
See what I'm saying? He got Italian beef egg rolls, jerk, some kind of egg.
Jerk chicken, buffalo chicken, shrimp,
I'm going to your
salmon.
Facebook right now.
Yeah. Egg roll. It's real funny how the egg rolls even came about. I had a friend that was making egg rolls, and I was just like, and I called. I'm like, dang, you ain't make me no egg rolls. And so my friend was like, I could teach you how to make them. I said, I don't need you to teach me how to make them. I'm trying to figure out why you ain't make me none. And so I'm telling you, I think like the next day or that same day, I was just driving. I already had my candy store, and I'm like, I wonder if I add egg rolls to my menu.
Yes, Pastor, he got egg rolls.
I do. and
I'm gonna have to
they're
share
delicious. They are
his post
delicious.
with you.
And I'm telling you, that first time that I put up like, hey, I'm selling egg rolls today, I didn't know that it was gonna hit like that. And this has been going on now for a year. Anytime I sell egg rolls, I sell out. And see, even with that, people would think that, you know what I'm saying, that everything is just still always fine and dandy and the grass is green on the other side. Don't nobody know the real work that comes behind that, and not having nobody to help you cook the food, to help you, you know what I'm saying, take orders, to help you deliver orders, to help you they don't know all the hard stuff that come with that. Trying to make sure that you're on time for this big catering order that you got of egg rolls. And they really do love egg rolls. But yeah, egg rolls is a big thing now, and people love them.
She said she needs your restaurant information for Sunday dinner. I know
Absolutely.
that's right.
Okay, because I'm
And
on your
I'll
page.
share my menu too up in these comments once this is over. But I really want to
Absolutely.
go back to
His menu is amazing. I'm gonna speak to him off air so I can place an order because I need a half a pan of sandwiches and I need a couple of them egg rolls, about 3-4 of them. I might need some more because I see my pastors.
yeah, you're
My
gonna need
pastors are
some
interested.
more
I might
of
have
those
to
for
buy
real.
them some.
But I want to go back to tithing. I really want to go back to tithing. Tithing, I'm telling you, it's probably the most important thing that you can do. Because just like Mia said, there's times where you be like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna make it to next week, and I know I got this certain goal to hit. I know I got to do this. But you still be like, you know what, I'm a tithe anyway. Even though it hurt to take this money out of my pocket, I'm a tithe anyway. And literally, God has blown my mind so many times. In those times that I felt like I'm gonna need some more money to make it through the week, I don't know what I'm gonna do, blah blah blah. God will literally turn that thing around at the drop of a hat, and it had me just like, for real? That's what you're doing? Okay, God. Okay. So if you ain't doing nothing else, tithe.
Yep.
That was a great segue into how I want to end this show tonight. And I'll come back to that in just a moment. I do want to quickly remind everybody, and Pastor already put it up on the screen, and I know he was talking about them egg rolls. He probably won't on the 28th, so I'm gonna order him some egg rolls for the 28th also. But on
Oh yeah, because
August
there is an
28th,
invoice sitting in your email.
on August 28th, Saturday, August 28th at 11 o'clock a.m., we are honored to have the one and only Pastor Andrea Stennis Hudson, who will be the guest speaker for Willie Taylor Ministries one-day conference, we are calling it, entitled The Scars No One Can See. Entrepreneurs, I'm sure you know firsthand the inward scars, the things that people say, the mean things that people say, things like, you'll never make it. Your little business ain't gonna go nowhere. You all don't know. They say this how's it go? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is one of the biggest lies ever told. And we hurt, regardless of what field you're in, things hurt and we are scarred. Our hearts are scarred. Our minds, our egos are scarred. But on Saturday, August 28th, Andrea Stennis Hudson is coming to talk about the scars no one can see. We want everybody to be there. And food will be provided by this young man right here. He is catering our event, and we are really, really looking forward to it. My pastors wish you blessings on Daniel, who had to step away, and to Mia and to LaZarick. But before we go, get this. In 1988, there was a young man on a children's show, a British children's show, who was taking calls from kids. One of the kids called and asked the man, have you ever thought of going into space? The man laughed. He said, I'd love to go into space. In fact, I can think of nothing nicer. I think I'll go Sunday. And everybody fell out laughing. That man was Mr. Richard Branson. And 33 years later, what he joked about came to pass. He actually went into space. You all read it. We saw it on the TV. He spoke something out of his mouth, and 33 years later, it actually came to pass. I want to ask you, what do you recall speaking about yourself? What do you recall saying about your business, about what you want to do? Whether it's be an entrepreneur, whether it's be an author, whether it's be a doctor, a teacher, whatever it is, what have you spoken out of your mouth that you have yet to see come to pass? I want to keep you encouraged tonight and say that God hears every word that has come out of your mouth. He even hears the silent things that you hold within you. And I want to say to you that just as this young man jokingly laughed and spoke that he was going into space, your words, they take direction when you speak them. So I want to encourage you to speak only positive things. Speak only those things that you want to come to pass. The Apostle Paul said, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, of good report. He says, think on these things. And also not just think, I'm saying once you think them, speak them. Your words have life. And I want you to speak life into whatever it is that you endeavor to do, because it will come to pass. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a wonderful show. I'm so honored to have had these wonderful guests. Daniel Dollar Bill Frierson, he had to step out. He's still at work, but I thank you so much for coming on. Thank you, Mia. Thank you, LaZarick. Thank all of you all for watching Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter, and especially those of you that are going to watch the replay. I appreciate each and every one of you. I want to say that I pray that both of you, all three, Daniel will probably watch this later, all three of your businesses see your own, what the goals that you have in your own mind. That's my prayer for you tonight, that your business, your businesses just blow your mind. And even now, I just want to prophesy new businesses, come on, multiple businesses. I want to prophesy people coming from the north, south, east, and west that are coming to sow into your business, that are coming to purchase your products. Come on, I'm talking about restaurants. I'm talking about more big box stores. I'm talking about all across this country and even internationally. I want to speak that into you. We believe it to be so. By the faith that we have in Jesus Christ, we believe it to be so. I love you. Look, y'all, there's Sunday.
Hey, Sunday.
That is Sunday right there. That's who his business is named after. So I love you guys. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Share, share, share if you have not. And y'all get some egg rolls. And get Mia's turmeric mask. She in Walmart, y'all. She big shot. She her stuff all in Walmart. No, but Mia did share her link. LaZarick is going to put his menu in the comments, and I'm going to share it on my own post as well, both of them, and as well as Daniel's information. Thank you, Mia. Thank you, LaZarick. I'll see you guys next week. Next week, it's going to be amazing. We have a story of triumph right here on the Self-Checkout Show. Do you know anyone who has had a double lung transplant and lived to talk about it? Just be here next week, because she's going to be right here telling her awesome testimony. Until next time, take an honest look at what's in your hearts, minds, and spirits, and we'll see you next week on the Self-Checkout Show. Good night, everybody.